Welcome, everyone. I'm Karen. Nice to be back. It feels so good to finally do a video. I don't know when's the last time I've done a video, but it's been quite a while. I apologize for a little glare that's going on. But anyway, it feels so nice, and I missed you guys, and we should be celebrating. We have about over 300 followers, subscribers now. I am very excited for that. So thank you to my new subscribers. And yeah, it's been a long process, which, I am actually a coach for tailoring and for alterations. I wrote the book, The Art of Tailoring, so you can be successful at your tailoring business or your sewing shop business. And I help people who already know how to sew, and they already know how to run the sewing machine. So when I go on and I do a little sewing machine task or a little sewing machine project, it's just to bring you some different quality information and things like that, some hands-on experience. But actually, I'm talking to the people who already know how to run an industrial machine. I'm not a mechanic. I don't swear by that. I know a lot of different components and a lot of different parts of the machine and how to do a lot of different repairs myself on a sewing machine, but I am not a repair expert. So I want to make that perfectly clear. So I will try to do my best to answer any questions out there that you have about a sewing machine, the best to my knowledge, but I'm sure there is more knowledgeable people out there that know more about a sewing machine and how it works than I do. I know how to run it. Yes, I know I'm very successful at running it in production style and just a casual style as well, making clothing, doing fast-paced production on sewing projects and things like that. That is actually one of my expertise, is to, because I have a background in factory sewing. So production sewing is very interesting to me, and I do quite like it. And I love helping people who run a sewing shop who are productive at it, not just like him hawing around trying to make money, and maybe this will work and maybe that won't work, and just piddling around with sewing. I'm more into helping people to be faster at what they do, cutting steps in the process of making things, and to get the speed up in making the things so you can produce more in a smaller time. That creates more revenue. So that's my expertise, and that's what I love to do. And then I also love the part of just running alteration shops. I had 3 alteration shops, and being productive at those and making those run successfully without any feedback, or not any, I wouldn't say feedback, but you want good quality feedback, but you don't want garments coming back that are not done properly, and then you have feedback of negativity feedback that people are upset about. Because when it comes to people's clothing, they are very particular and they are very overbearing with their clothing. I had one lady who needed some alterations done within a time frame because she didn't feel comfortable leaving her clothes. Her clothes were like her babies to her, and she didn't want to leave those clothes overnight, leave them behind. She was so petrified of that. And so I assured her, I'll have them done in a couple hours. You can come back, pick up your garments, and you'll have a safe sleep and peaceful sleep, right? But it's the truth, and it's hard to, it's hard to imagine, but there are things like this that go on, So anyway, if you haven't been here before, I'm Karen. Nice to meet you. And it has been such a long time. So we're going to get into 10 things that can make your shop more successful. So tailoring tips that can make your shop run a lot better, a lot smoother. So number 1 is to create a coupon. And you might say, well, I don't really need a coupon because I run an alteration shop and I don't really give out coupons or whatever. But believe me, there will come a time that you will need to use a coupon, and you will be thankful that you made it ahead of time and that you have it available for for people. So to create a coupon that you can give out when needed. This is not to be given out as candy, like candy. It's to be given out when specific things have been accomplished or have been brought up, and you want to help an unhappy client. You want to bring in new business and things like that. So when you forget to do something for the client, and there will be times like these in business, you will forget things at times. We're all human. We all forget to maybe, clip a thread or take off the tags or do something that the customer specifically asked us to do. Maybe we didn't write it down, and that comes with writing down really good notes for yourself. So, but there will be time, and there could be times to create a $5 off coupon or a 15% off coupon, 10% off, whatever you desire, whatever you choose. And then you don't want to hand them out, just all over the place. You want to save these by your cash register. You want to have these to where you can hand these out. If a client brings a garment back and they're like, well, you forgot to do this leg of the hem, or you forgot to take in the waist when I had the length done, and I also asked you to take in the waist and you forgot the waist, or there will just be times when you will feel you need this. So I would suggest getting on Canva. Canva is an app that you can put on your phone, you can put on your computer or whatever you work off of, or maybe a little notebook board or whatever we call it. You will want to create a coupon in Canva, and it doesn't have to really be anything out of the ordinary. They have tons of clip art there. They have tons of different things that you can choose, and I will do another video on Canva, so it helps you to create artwork and things for your business. I will do a video on that. It just gave me the idea that maybe you guys don't know how to use Canva. So anyway, but you can go on Canva, get a little bit familiar with it, download the app, and where you can create some nice artwork for yourself for a little coupon. You can have it look like a little, some kind of a bill, or you can have it look like just a piece of paper with, it says 15% off on it, just plain and simple. And then just list the name of your shop or whatever. But you could do that. Another way that you could use a coupon too is to have like one day a week where you give, $3 off hemming, $3 off hemming, and you could put those in someone's bag that, you can put the coupon in a bag that maybe they spent over, you have to spend over $50 to get the $3 off. Maybe they have to spend over $100 to get the $5 off. Whatever you decide. I don't know the revenue that your businesses make. I have no idea. But there's different stages of where people are at in their business. Some make little, some make a lot. And so it just depends on what you feel is right for your income that you bring in, and what is right for the amount of work that you bring in, Of course, if you have a small shop just starting out, you don't want to start giving $3 off of your prices, right? So I understand that. But if you are a shop that's been in business for a long time and you want to create more revenue, that is a way to put those in the bags of your orders that go out the door, so people will come back, right? And always include your phone number, the name of your business and your phone number when you have things going out. Slip something in those bags or in your orders going out that people recall where they got it done, because they may be here on vacation, or they may be, just passing through, but they want to, talk to relatives that live where you live, where they got something done by you. And they're like, oh, but if I could only remember the name of that place that was in your town, but I can't remember which one it was. make sure you are very freely about giving your name and phone number of your business. So that helps people a lot. So number 2 is to order supplies wholesale. So if you're not ordering wholesale, you really should be ordering wholesale, because in the law, it's money up front. Yes, it's good money up front, but the products that you get wholesale are usually in a larger quantity. They will last you longer and cheaper in the long run. So it's more money up front, but it will last you a longer time, and you're not paying that retail price. So if you're going to different second places, like I'm just going to name a few, like Joann Fabrics. We don't even have a Joann Fabrics in our town anymore. We used to. It didn't fly. When they started going from sewing supplies to crafts, it went downhill. And the same thing with other sewing places that have been in our area. So, if you're going to Michael's to get supplies, or you're going to different places to get sewing supplies, you're already paying that retail price. And you don't want to be paying that retail price. You want to be paying a wholesale price. And I used to have a wholesale suppliers list in my Dropbox. I'll see if I have it. If I have it, I'll try to post it on here in the link. If I have that wholesale, if it'll let me, but I'll give you the link to it. And then you can go and check out some of those and to order them. Like I always ordered from, I ordered from different vendors all the time, different, the same ones, but different ones that are in business now. The Atlanta Thread Supply, I like them. I still order from them. And there was a couple in Chicago when I was really hot and heavy on running my 3 shops. There was some Atlanta Thread Supply in Illinois, I believe it was. And there was another one too that I ordered from when I was really into running my alteration shop. Right now I've kind of slacked off. I had some health issues and I've kind of slacked off. So now that I'm feeling better, it's like time to get back to work, right? So, and then you will pay little money compared to buying retail store prices. You will save money in the long run. That is a must do. If you're running a shop, that is a must do. And another thing is a must do, and I don't know if I put it in here or not, I can't recall, but is to save all of your receipts. Save every single receipt you get. That means going out to eat, save those receipts. You can write those off. Save all kinds of different receipts. We'll get into that in another video. But number 3 is always update your shop to keep up with the times. A new payment system, things for sale in your location, or improved alteration tags. Whatever it may be that your alteration shop needs to be improved on. It could be something as simple as to the alteration tags or hangers. Hangers, if your hangers are looking really dull, dingy, and flimsy, you want to make sure, that you change some of those out. Get some of those really nicer hangers in your shop. I should have brought some water with me, but I didn't. So number 4 is to keep your shop visibly tidy. I know so many people. There was another alteration shop in town. Just tell you a little story. There was another alteration shop in town. And that alteration shop was right by a mall, an outlet mall. And it was busy all the time. Well, the people that were running the alteration shop, they didn't know how to organize orders. So when people would walk in there, they would get overwhelmed with how the shop looked. They would come to me and say, I walked in that shop, I turned around and I walked right out. Because when they walked in, all they saw is these piles of orders sitting all over, piles of clothing with tags sitting all over the shop, not put away, just looking cluttered, just looking a mess, like anything could get mixed up at any time. And people, like I said, are really particular about their clothing. They're afraid to lose their clothing, and they're afraid that it's going to get messed up and done wrong. So you want to make sure that your shop is visibly tidy, and you yourself go and stand by and walk in the front door of your shop and you see what you see, and don't let um, your mind make excuses. Don't let your mind make excuses for it, because your initial thought is what other people will see. And if they see piles of clothing sitting around looking all disfraggled, you want to clean that up. You want to clear that up. You want to make sure that your shop is visibly neat. It's tidy, it's clean, all the orders are put away. The people do not have to see your orders. They're put away, and your shop looks presentable. It looks really nice, and you are well organized. That gives you the reputation of organization, and you want that in your back pocket. You want that organizational skill. So make sure it's clean and inviting. Maybe it smells good. Make sure that it smells good. It looks good. It's not looking like chaos. Disorganized shops really turn people off. So people are afraid they will lose their clothes. They're afraid you will do something wrong on their clothes. So clean your shops up. Make sure the floor is clean, especially by the front door. The front door is their first initial look at everything. They're going to look at the floor. They're going to look and see if the walls are clean. They're going to see how the place has been kept up, if it's clean or not. And that will give them the idea of they're going to like your shop ongoing for long term, or if they're going to come in and just leave one little item to see how you do, and to see if the place is cleaned up when they come and pick it back up or not, and they probably won't leave anymore. So make sure that you are tidy. And another thing that is a really big turnoff is when you have a new customer coming in and you're sitting on the phone chatting and you don't take care of that customer initially. First thing, that's the first turnoff. So make sure that you are not sitting on your phone talking to clients. They will run away. And so you want to make sure that they have your undivided attention the moment they walk in that door, the best you can. Of course, people sometimes have a line getting in their shop, especially around prom season and things like that. That is understandable. But when you're not that busy, you don't want to be taking personal phone calls and block out your clients. So that will turn people off, and then you won't make the income you deserve. So number 5 is to put some thought into your dressing rooms. You want a sturdy chair or a stool for people to take their shoes off and on, and a place for them to change their clothing, a place for them to lay their clothing where they feel comfortable in leaving their clothing while they go and get their fitting done. So make it nice and cheerful. Put in a nice, silk bouquet of flowers, maybe a couple magazines they can flip through if they want to, flip through. Sometimes they bring people with them that will help them to try on, especially if they're coming to bring a bridal dress or a wedding dress. They'll bring someone with them, and they sometimes sit in the dressing room to help them, get their clothing and their garment on and off, and different things like that. And they have something to flip through while they're waiting for their, their friend or their relative to get measured up, So make sure that you do have a place for them to feel good. They have a soft carpet or something underneath their feet where they can feel comfortable to take their shoes off, to try on a different pair of high heels or whatever it may be. Just make sure that it looks and feels comfortable for the client. Number 6 is don't cut off too much of the people's seams in their clothing and garments. Leave room to let things back out. People lose weight, they gain weight, they fluctuate in weight a lot. And that is one thing that you want to make sure that you are leaving a couple inches, at least a couple inches, in their clothing, in their garments. You're not cutting that stuff right down to the seam where you just sewed it. You want to make sure that if they gain weight in 2 months, they can bring it back to you and have it redone again. Because if they can't, then that is money lost for you. They won't bring it back. They'll go and buy a new pair. And if they could let it out and there was material in there, they will come back time and time again to take it in, let it out, and back and forth. So make sure that you are treating their clothing with respect, and that you are leaving a seam allowance And I'm not saying leave a lot of seam allowance, a whole fluffy gap. I'm not saying that. You want to cut it down a little with pinking shears, but you want to make sure, or if you're serging or whatever, however you're finishing, but you want to make sure that they can let things back out, you know, and it's very important. And it long term, it affects your business. So you have to think about that. And then my people, my business, I had a lot of return customers. People come to me for years, years and years and years, the same people, you know. I knew how to treat their clothes. And there's so many times they bring me the same darn outfit, the same darn jacket, and they're like, "Can this be let out?" I said, "Oh yeah, we got room in here. We can let some of these seams out, you know." And that was money for me, you know. So just think about that too. So then number 6 is to don't cut off. Oh, I did that. Number 7, sorry. Number 7 is to keep a running log of your daily sales, either online or in an app. I used to use Excel a lot. And if you don't know how to use Excel, I don't know everything about Excel, but I know enough to set up the cells and to be able to move you around enough to where you can put in the sales and that. So maybe I'll do a video on that too, where you can learn Excel. That way you have it on Excel and you can, you know, keep it or whatever on there for, you know, however long you want to. I liked also having a hard copy. I'm just old school. I just like having that hard copy. You want to know what your sales were that month, you can go back and you can look, right? So that's what I liked doing. But when I ran when I would go and do a lot of picking up and deliver, so I would get dry cleaners in my areas and I would go pick up and deliver for them. And when I picked up and delivered for them, I would put all of that income on an Excel sheet and then give them a copy of that, you know, weekly. So that way they had the sales, the total that they owed me, and I had a copy of it on my computer as well. And then the sales that I made in shop, in my own shop, I had a notebook that I kept my sales on a running tab. And you can also get a cash register, run out at the end of the night and get a readout of what you made that way too. So it's up to you how you run your business, but you do want a copy, and you have to have that for tax purposes anyways. So when you go to you know, do your taxes, that way you can take the Excel sheet, you can print it out, you can have a hard copy, put it in with your taxes, and you know exactly how much you made, you know, in those months or that year or whatever it may be. It's just a real nice way to have it. Now then, when you have the hard copy, then you just have the hard copy, you know, and then you can take a picture with your iPhone of your hard copy, and then go ahead and print it out, and then put that in with your taxes. So then you have that hard copy in with your taxes of the picture that you took for your inside sales, right, in your shop. So, but you will need that moving forward and doing your taxes. Number 8 is don't be afraid to make cold calls. So call clients that may have been to you 3 months ago or so. Ask them about your last order with them. Go back and look at your alteration tags. You should be getting every single person's name, every single person's phone number, and you should be writing on that alteration tag exactly what they needed done, what you worked on, what they needed done, what was brought in, and what alteration they had done. Ask them how it was. Go get the tag. Start calling some of those people that have been here. So like now it's what, January. So you could go all the way back to October. Say go back to October and see where those clients are in October. October, November, see where they are, the alterations you did in October and November. Ask them how, you know, fine of a job you did. Ask them, you know, how things were for them. Did they like your service? Did they enjoy your shop? Anything that you could improve on? That's how you grow. That's how you learn. You have to take the good with the bad. You take the bad with the good, I should say. Not really. But a lot of times it gives you that feedback, and it also gives you that moral support if everything was great. It gives you that positivity that you need to keep going. And it gives you clarity on how well of a job you're doing. Because if you don't ask, you don't know, right? And you don't want to sit there just in limbo assuming you're doing a good job, and that's only your intel telling you you did a good job. But what about the customer? What does the customer think? That's what's most important, not about what you think. I was on a show last night and I had bought some things, and I had bought some things the month before, and the lady, I won a giveaway, and the lady did not give me the giveaway. You know, I am at peace. I am overabundance in what I have. I don't need anything really. I don't need anything. But anyway, she didn't give me the item I won, right, in with my order. So she was talking about on her show last night about things that that people have won, that she has won in her lifetime. And then there was people in the chat, and they were talking about things that they have won in their life. And I put in there that I had won a dolphin, but I didn't get it. So then they were like, well, who'd you get the dolphin from? You know, I said, I believe I won it on this show last month, but I didn't get it in my package. And that's just honest truth, right? I didn't get it, you know? I mean, and it's just this little toy thing. I mean, I don't need it, right? I don't need it. But it's just the idea. It's the point that they didn't follow through. And I'm a business owner, and I'm trying to help her, but in a roundabout way, right? She will learn from this experience. It may not be, it might have been a little embarrassing, and it may not have been the right timing or whatever, but she will learn from that. She will learn that you can't give giveaways and not give people what they have coming to them. You can't like sly people and think they don't notice. People are sharp. People know, you know, people remember. I'm getting older, but I do recall, you know what I mean? Still got it going on. And so I don't know what she was thinking by not including it. Maybe it was just a misstep. I don't know. And I wanted to help her, but to be more mindful about what she says. If she says people won something, give them what they have coming due. Give them what it is. Don't make false promises, right? I have a husband that does that. He makes false promises. And it's no way to be. It's no way to live. And you can't keep promising people stuff and not follow through. The follow through is the hardest part. The excitement and all of that up front and everything is like the joyous part, you know. But the follow through is the most important part. You have to follow through with what your words say. You have to say, you have to do what you said you were going to do, because clients will remember how they felt. You know, I felt it dissed, you know, I felt it slide, you know, off to the side, pushed aside. Maybe she gave the dolphin to one of her friends. Maybe she gave it to the little kid next door. I have no idea. I don't care. And I don't need the damn thing. Believe me, I don't need it. But it's just the idea of, if you're going to run a business, you have to do what you say you're going to do. And that's all I'm getting at. Anyway, enough of rhetoric about that. But it's just a really clear example of how you can mistake something. And then that's when your coupon would come into play, right? That's when your coupon could come into play. Oh, I forgot to give you this. Let me give you the $10 off. Let me give you the $5 off. Whatever coupons you make up. And you can make a number of them for different situations. So anyway, let's see here. So I was saying about making cold calls. Don't be afraid to make cold calls on the customers that you've already had, that you want to bring them back in, right? It's not such a cold call. It's kind of like a warmish cold call, but it's a great way for you to gain a lot of clarity. And then also ask them on the call if they have any items that they would like to bring in, and if we could set up a time for a personable fitting with them, you know, for them. that's a great way to make some time and space for them and put it on your calendar book that they're coming in. Always have a calendar book next to your cash register that you can put personal, if you don't already do it. I mean, I did already have, I was doing at the last part of my running my shop, and I still have my shop set up and still I could run it at any time. But I'm just taking a little time off. But anyway, you could, do that. You could set up, however you want to go about it. But yeah, however you want to go about, setting up the coupon or, but anyway, have the calendar book there. And I always took in, they would have to make an appointment with me for alterations. I didn't have walk-in no more. So I stopped the walk-in. And I'll tell you the truth, I was doing work out of my home, and I was starting to have walk-in people trying to get me to come and open my shop on Saturday, Sunday, and my day off. So I had one day off during the week, which is usually on Monday. And they were knocking on my windows, spooking me out, and starting to come around, tapping on my windows. That's the honest truth. And that spooked me out. It's like, I don't need people to be bothering me. I have the hours that I work posted on the door. And if I'm not there, the hours that you show up, don't come looking for me, in my personal space. I don't feel that that's right, And so I just kind of slacked off, like, no, I'm not dealing with that. So anyway, so then I went to only appointment only. So, and that worked out fantastic for me. I loved it. I had ads online, and then I had where they can go and they can make an appointment on their own. So I had a calendar set up with the ads online, and it corresponded where they could go and just click the button and they could see my calendar. They could put their date in there and time that they could come, and that's what, it was really cool. And if you don't have that, maybe you should have that. That was really nice. But if we work together, I share with you a lot about, how you can advertise and be online more, because this day and age, you have to be online. If you're sitting there waiting for someone to come in and walk in and you're not online, you should be. And that's what I help you with. I help you to get online, to be able to put some ads out there, to be able to attract some people from online if you're not getting those online clients. And the majority of mine was online after that. People that still came that knew me from before, my older clients, they still came as well. But having an online presence is very important for your shop to survive in this day and age. That's for sure. Sure. Let's see. Oh, so then also we're still on the phone call. Sorry. So on the cold calls. So if you have one of those coupons, you can even offer them if they say that, well, I got my garments home and they were, there was threads and the threads weren't clipped, or there was a soiled spot, or there was, just things. I have no idea. I only drink water in my shop. I would eat elsewhere. Don't take food in your shop. Don't take dark sodas and all of that. Just drink water in your shop. You'll be much better off, because water can dry out. The rest of it, it's hard to get it out, and you won't forgive yourself. And then anyway, you can offer them a $5 off coupon. You could offer them a $3 coupon on their next visit, or, 15% off, 10%, 5%, whatever it is you want to do, what you're used to. You can give them something off to get them to come back in and to get over that issue that they had with you. And then you just ask them, of course, what it is you could do better next time, and then, they may tell you or whatever, and then you just say, well, I'll give you this coupon, and then, so what you want to do with the coupon. So if you say that, you have some coupons there with you on your cold call. If they say that, then you write their name on that coupon, and you paper clip it in by your cash register somewhere there, put it on a little thumbnail, on a little tack with those coupons hanging, and have the client's name on there. She gets this coupon for a a spot on her clothes or unclipped threads or whatever. So you can recall when she comes in, oh yeah, I did cold call you. So that's your cold call coupons hanging right by your cash register, and then you'll have it for them. And then you have to tell her to mention that you gave her a coupon verbally, and it's, you know, it's there in your shop. So that is just a really nice way to take care of those people, to get them back in, and to keep them coming time and time again. So, and it makes things right with you. You know, it makes things feel right to you. You give only what you feel you can give, and it's just a good customer service way to treat people like that, right? So then number 9 is to treat other people's clothing like gold. Respect other people's clothing, treat it kindly, wrap it nicely, and show the client you care. This also comes with any garment you work on for someone else. Either they're going to come at a later time and pick it up, and you want it to look nice and presentable when they get it home and they unravel it, or it also makes a great presentation for the people that are waiting in your shop and to watch what you're doing and how you're treating other people's clothing. It is a great example of how their clothing will get treated the same way. So it is something that is just visibly, they can see the quality in the time and expertise you put into wrapping up other people's garments. Now, there were times when I would get real expensive garments in, and say like a pair of 100% wool, white lined, fully lined slacks, brand new, right? So I would have white tissue paper there. So I would take the white tissue paper after I completed the garment, and if it came in a bag or whatever, however she brought it in, I would treat people's garments how they treated it themselves. If they brought it in on a hanger inside a dust bag, I would put it back the same exact way. If they brought it in a plastic bag, they would get it back in a plastic bag. If they brought it in a bag that was from, say, a brown paper bag with the handles from J. Crew or Hollister or Polo or whatever, you know, was in one of those type bags where they shopped for it brand new, I would treat it the same way, but I would wrap it in white tissue paper. So anything that was expensive that they just purchased, I would wrap it in white tissue paper, put it back in the bag, staple the bag closed with the alteration tag for pickup. That's how I would treat things, so they were treated very well. And you want to treat other people's things with respect, because if you do that and they get it home and they unwrap it, it is that whole presentation for them. Like, she really handled my stuff with care. She cared about my garments. She didn't just take it and throw it in a bag, you know. She really folded it nice. She cared about my things. And it is the whole presentation, the whole thing. And that, what do I want to say? That the presentation that they feel and you give them when they get their garment home is the follow-through. That is the follow-through. And it's very important to follow through nicely. So number 10, and our last one, each night ask yourself what you could have done better that day in your shop, and fix what you can the next day, or do better moving forward the next time or whatever, you know, do better. So so yeah, you have to really take pride in your work, slow down, take pride in your work first. And once you take pride in the work that you do, the quality will be there, and then you will feel more positive about it, and then you can claim and start to take action to get faster at it, right? The faster you do things, the better off you are, because then that frees you up for time. You can take more stuff in. My first husband worked with me in my first alteration experience or whatever, alteration shop, but he never understood the mentality of like doing things at a faster pace. because you have to be good first. That's the main thing. You have to have quality. You have to be good first. And then once you start speeding up and you do things and you go in your closet and you do, like, say you're on, what's today? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And say you're on Wednesday's work for tomorrow. You're getting Wednesdays done. And then you have a little time. And then you just stop. Go on and do Thursdays, because if someone calls up and said, hey, I need 3 suits by Friday, what are you going to say? Well, you have a full closet of Thursday, right? If you just sit there and void out, play on your phone, do whatever, watch a video and chill out and take a break, you have a full closet full for work for tomorrow. But if you're ahead and you go in there and you do half of your closet for Thursday before you leave, and then you get a phone call the next morning and says, hey, I got 3 suits I need tailored by Friday. I'm flying out. Can you do them? Well, if you go in there and you just sit there and you played on your phone and you didn't do the work for Thursday, you're going to have to say no to him, right? That's what I mean. You need to free your time up a little bit. So then you can say, yeah, bring it on in. I can do it, because you already did half of Thursdays already. So you got free time that you can put into Thursday now. So you got a little bit of Thursdays to finish that was already there, and then you're going to have these 3 suits to do for this guy, and you're making more money, right? So really watch the value of your time. Watch where you're spending your time, and try to free yourself up to take in more, right? Not just get comfortable with only doing so much, raise your bar, raise your bar. Raise your bar on your prices, raise your bar, because alterations is a dying art. And if you know how to do alterations and you're not making money, it's in you. And you need to raise your bar, need to raise your prices, and show yourself that you are a professional. You are there to please the people, but you're also there for a reason. You're there to make money, not to do favors. So anyway, we have gone on way too long. I gave you way too much information. And if you found this video valuable to you, please like and comment. And if you haven't subscribed before, I'd love for you to subscribe. And also, please go and check out my book on Amazon. You can just put it in the search line. I'll also put the link in the description, The Art of Tailoring, so you can be successful at your tailoring business. And I hope to see you guys soon. I hope to see you guys real soon. And we'll do another video. The next one, I'll try to do one on the app Canva. So that way you can start making your own artwork and start to produce some things, some coupons and it's a great way to have artwork for your price list when you make your price list every year. If you're not changing your prices every year and bumping them up a little bit, you should be. This is the first of the year and this is January, and this is the perfect time to raise your prices. So if you're not doing it, please think about that. And what you value, you have to value yourself, and you have to value that you're there as a professional to make income. And I would appreciate if you watch one of my other videos on here. I forget what the name of it is, but it will share with you how to research in your area the pricing of other alteration shops, and to be able to set your prices a little bit above. You don't have to set your prices with the most expensive, and you don't have to set your prices to be the lowest, but you have to set your prices to be up there in the top, so that way you're getting quality people that can pay, and you're not having people come in and complain about your pricing and things like that. You're having quality people that feel your value, and they will be more than willing to pay you. And so we'll go ahead and if there was anything that I mentioned in this video that you have questions about, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if there's anything in this video that I said that I would help you to learn, go ahead and put it in the video to remind me that I will make a video about Canva, and about the artwork, making artwork, and about Excel. And if you don't have a PayPal account or some sort of a payment system, you may want to also think about that too. And I can maybe do a video on that, because I would like to set up another, I do have PayPal, and that's how my people were paying me. But I would like to set up a Zelle account, I think it's called. My son has that. And I think I want to set up a little bit newer one, just because I may need that for my Airbnb, which I'm now running out. Well, I'm running it out full time now, to some guys in the area. But you know, that's on a whole nother level. But anyway, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Whoopsie. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to your comments. I look forward to some new subscribers, I hope. I love you guys, and I love the trade, and I love bringing you all this alteration stuff. And if you need me as a coach, go ahead and reach out to me. You can also email me at powerfultalents60@yahoo.com, and I'll leave it in the description. If you need me for coaching, I'll leave the link for my email in the coaching, and you can just say a brief little message about what you feel you need help with, and we can do that. And we can kind of part out some of the coaching where you're not paying, you know, a huge high dollar. Maybe there's just one specific area that you need coached on, and not a whole bunch of other things, a whole program has to say. So anyway, I'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye for now.